I'd like a picture of that.
Just coming down through the inland route, and we're not far from the first of the narrow bridges, and so far we've travelled probably for 27 minutes on the inland road with very little damage coming from Kaikoura towards Waiau. So this is the area that we're starting to look at, and you can see that some of the areas are pretty devastating, really, to be honest with you. We're looking at a lot of areas that are pretty devastated. And as we come round the bend here, you can see I'm just down to 30 k's, and you can see the devastation down the bottom over here where the bridge is, where it's still rockfall into the river. Downers have tar sealed this little bit of road going to the bridge, and you'll see coming around the corner. And we're coming onto the bridge now. I think I've got the right of way, and you can see the devastation coming off the rocks right at this point of view. And not only that, you can see it as you come around the side. We're doing around 32 k's an hour, and we're coming up the side of the hill where I understand there was a fair bit of waste that's been pushed over to the side. And they've got the iron barriers there at this point. So anyway, this is all tar sealed, all renewed. We've got right of way. There's still a fair bit of damage on the road. What they've done here is absolutely a great job, and made the road pretty safe for all that is travelling on it. Saying that, as you can see where the devastation is hit in different parts of the road. So it's not the whole road that's actually been hit, it's just parts of the road, and that's the part that's probably a bit tough on a lot of people, because you can see where the road has been broken away, and where they're trying to repair on an ongoing basis. They have tar sealed a lot of it, but I'm sure that by the time we get through, it should be fine. So anyway, I'll put you back on hold and we'll go to the next area. Just doing another shot now as they're still working on it, as you can see, trying to clear part of the bank where it's starting to slide down. It's been drizzling today, so obviously that's caused them a few problems. Most of this road now is sort of a bit demolished, but at the same time safe enough to travel on. There's a bit of a high pitch here as we move up, and we're heading up towards the higher point of the inland road, or State Highway 70 as they call it. You can see the rises as we're coming up, and these rises are quite unusual really, because that's what's happened throughout the roading system and roading structure, is there are hills that have appeared that were never there before. So, and then there were dips that have appeared that were never there before either. So it's certainly an interesting road to ride on at this particular point in time. And you can see where the repairs of severe damage has been completed. And this is coming back from Kaikoura towards Waiau at this point. Coming through the valley again, and we've got a few more repairs, and you can see where the barrier arms have dropped down and all over the place. So new part of the road, pretty rugged but not too bad. Still having heavy trucks right to Kaikoura coming through. And obviously we've got stop checks and what have you coming at this particular point, and we're back to where we were to start with. So I'm just waiting for the stop go lady, and we're on our way. So we do this here, and you can see that how bad this is and how they get these trucks through there. I've got no idea, but boy, These guys are doing an amazing job, as you can see. You know, this is just unbelievable. Still working on the road, trying to get everything sorted out. Guys are doing a great job. And we're coming up to another area on the road that's pretty got the stop go sign, and they're obviously loading up the trucks. So I'll just stop this for a minute. Right, she's coming through here, as you can see. They're still digging out parts of the road. Man, they're gutsy, those guys. You'd never know whether those diggers were going to fall off the goddamn road or not. So you can see where they're trying to repair it. These boys here are giving us the okay to go through. You can see the devastation through there. So now we've got through, and now we'll get to the next point and see what happens. The road's starting to look a bit tidy here now. Coming up to another area that's not a little bit sad on it. Fords have looked at that area there. So we're coming through. God, the rocks on the side. Look at that digger. Jeez, he's really digging hell out of the thing and clearing his tracks. He's obviously got a stone stuck in there with all the mud, and you can see where he's trying to dig it out. Stop the sludgies. Another wee bit of area here. Again, a bit of a sludgy coming down there, and they put some rocks in there to give it some stability. And we're free to go. Now we're coming to a little bit of cornering here, and this sort of repairs in the road is ongoing. And it's the area where it will carry the traffic, but it's not necessarily repaired to the best of its ability. There's no seal on it, it's just shingle, and we've got quite a few of those spots around the place up the top of where I think the major hit must have hit most of all. There's a pony out there with a saddle on it. Don't know where the rider is, but obviously he's doing a bit of mustering somewhere. And you can see where they've lined things up and made it quite difficult. We're coming up to another lot, and what I'll do is I'll wait till we can get through and see if we can get some shots. No point in sitting here for a long period of time and not being able to take a shot of it. Now this is Waiau construction. This is where the new bridge and new road is going. And you can see why they got annoyed about some of the comments, because as I come through here past this repair area where they're working on the slips, you can see the slips and you can see where they've been at this given time and trying to repair this road. Where the blue back actor is up there was the original road. That's completely disappeared, and now we're starting on the new road for Waiau, and they've completely built this new road to take it away from the devastation and all of the slips that they have. And you can see what they've done here through the river, and there's no doubt if the river came up into a flood we'd be in a bit of a problem, but they have done an amazing job with regards to how they've manufactured this road. See it on the video as I go through. Obviously it's not tar sealed, but they're going to try and seal it at some stage. They put pipes into the water so that the road goes across, and this is just unbelievable. and of course the road is way up on the left hand side, right above us, where you can see all the trees have all fallen down. And mate, this is just unbelievable. And there's the old bridge. The road's not here. You can see there was an old bridge that's been left out on the ledge. Here's the new road here coming up the side of the hill, and I've manufactured this particular road, bringing us back onto State Highway 70 at the top of the rise. So guys, they've done a great job, and I mean, look at it. It's here we are now back on the original road, so one can't argue. And there's a lot of the rocks on the right hand side there that have been shifted out of the road for the road, and we've now passed the most hazardous part of the road at that particular point in time. So you can't do nothing but congratulate the boys on doing a great job and providing an access way through to Kaikoura for both way traffic. I'm sure they'll tar seal that sooner or later. I know that river gets fairly high in the winter, so hopefully they'll be able to repair the other road by that stage, and we'll have a bypass at some stage. So here we go. I'll carry on. We're just coming up to another temporary slips here, and you can see that they've been repairing this part of the road ready for sealing. And again, on the right hand side, you can't see it probably on the camera, but half the road, the original road, is down the hill, and they've rebuilt this part as we travel through onto the tar seal. Coming around the corner, I think you'll find it's pretty much not too bad. We've got another stop sign area here. So this area of the past has actually been pretty much hit badly. I've got a green light, so I'm happy as a sandboy. There's huge slips on the left hand side. Coming around the corner is a huge truck, and you can see where the slips are and how they're working on it, and how they're filling in the areas of trying to make some stop banks for slips. What they're going to do with that, I have no idea, but they've certainly put a stop bank up for the river, and they're working on the sides of this road to keep everything progressing as quick as they can. On the right hand side, there's a huge number of slips that have actually gone into the river, which would have been quite a sight if they had dammed it up, but there have been machines in there digging it out, so that's prevented us having a lake inland road, as one might call it. But from now on, at the moment, the road's looking pretty good, pretty safe, and okay for two-way traffic. Minor repairs have been done. Still a fair bit of road that's been fallen off the side, and you can still see the occasional crack in the road where obviously the earthquake had shook the road up a bit. So here's our first major bridge over the river when we hit it. So again, both the front of the bridge and the back of the bridge are the ones that are damaged the most. Apart from that, everything's pretty good, and I'm happy that the road's in better condition than what it was. So we're coming through on the road. It still looks pretty good, and we're heading towards Mount Lyford Lodge. And as you can see, this part of the road hasn't been as damaged as other areas of the road have been. There's been some patchwork on it, but nothing that you can really say that's devastating. Here we are at Mount Lyford Lodge and Restaurant. There are several people there, and I think there's some people staying there too. I hope that people come through and stay at the lodge. The guys that work on the roads are staying there, and that was the first checkpoint where they originally stopped all people from travelling. So now we're not far from part of the downhill slide coming into Waiau, and we can see that this is the area where the road's been repaired again. This is virtually a new road through here because it was absolutely devastated, and they've rebuilt this and tar sealed it. So I hope that with the rebuilding of it stays solid and they don't have to carry on repairing it again. So I certainly put a lot of effort into this area. There's tons of AP40A20 or P course on here, not like what we saw up the other roads where they were just fixing the holes with road carpet. These haven't fixed like that, they've been fixed pretty much as to spec, and the road is not rough or rumpy or bumpy. It's pretty smooth as you cross over, just like as if they've put in a new road. So road noise is quite high in some cases, but not too bad. I hope this gives you a general idea of how and what the road's like so far, that we're very pleased that when they can open up State Highway 1 from Kaikoura to Christchurch, or Christchurch to Kaikoura, whatever way you want to look at it, I hope they use that for cars for the time being and bring the trucks through here. That gives them an opportunity to repair the roads to HPMV and 50 max standard. If they're not given that opportunity, it'll be taking a goddamn long time before they can get State Highway 1 opened up. As for State Highway 1 from Kaikoura towards Blenheim, we got to past the Hapuka River and past the Mangamanu marae, and that's as far as we actually got really, because they haven't done anything much and shown nothing much along that area. But I understand they're coming from Blenheim end, and once they open up State Highway 1 from Christchurch to Kaikoura, the team will shift up to the next area and open it up through to Blenheim. So we've been probably 5 weeks now working with roads and the problems we've got with the earthquake, and those 5 weeks have been actually trying, but the trying part for most people are the guys that are actually working on the roads, having to put up with some pretty angry people because they wanted to come from point A to point B. But if you actually looked at what they've achieved in such a short time, I think most people in this country would be pretty happy with their efforts. And I don't think that you could have any room of complaint, basically, to what these boys have done. So, and in particular, pretty stressful times away from their families, etc., etc. So, from here on, we're still on a very good piece of road. We're nearly coming to the end of the Inland Road, heading to Waiau. We've got a couple of small areas here where the guys have probably finished work for the day and parked up their machinery on the side, because it is 4:55 PM. But here around here they've been working all day trying to get it all sorted. Road's pretty smooth, it's not rough at any stage, and I would say it's not far away from being in a position to being sealed. And once that's done, most of the road will be in a pretty good condition, really, considering the amount of work that's gone into it. As you can see, as I travel, the road is not too bad, and come around the corner here, and she's pretty well worked. They've made it a little bit wider on the bend, and you can see the reasons why, because the original road that was there was actually over the bank, and I mean, I think that's why you're looking at something completely different as they prepare to fix this road on an ongoing basis. More cones on the left hand side. Again, the road is virtually over the bank, but they've filled up the holes and made sure it's pretty stable. And as we come around the bend, the road is starting to look back to normal. Well, we're now heading out of the Inland Road towards Waiau, and obviously this road here is in pretty good shape. If you look out to the left, you can't see it, but in the paddock to the right of me, there are truckloads and truckloads and truckloads of soil piled up for as far as you can see on this paddock. So they've carted it all out of the inland road and placed it on a paddock, and they've even got a temporary road where the truck have been dumping it along there. Absolutely phenomenal amount of topsoil, top course, shingle, clay, rocks, stretching probably about 2 k's I suppose, and going back about a k into the paddock, where they've just completely dumped it there for ages and ages and ages. So phenomenal amount of material has been shifted out of the inland road, and I'm sure they'll be able to put that to good use at a later stage as we travel down the road. Coming to probably the last major point of repair, that we leave most of the equipment, of course, has been parked up for the evening. This is a bit of a U-shape coming down here, and obviously this one here that you'll see is where they've had to replace the road with the bridge, because the whole bridge going across this river has actually been munted, and I think that this is one of the areas where we really have to take a look at. We really have to take a look at the construction that these guys have actually done for the traffic to go through. And here we go, we're coming through it now. They put a bypass road in, obviously, as you can see, because the other road is no longer in use, and you can actually see the road there munted. So now we're going down onto the bypass bridge, and you can come along here, and I'll just slow it down so we get a photograph of it. And we're now on to the wooden bridge or steel bridge construction, and it's an outstanding piece of engineering. Now this would be the last area of this road that's completely what I could have said munted. The rest of the road is just small repairs, little humps and bumps in it, obviously, cracks that you can see where they've been tar sealed up, but no major works from here on to when you get into Waiau. So we can see there that the reasons behind the delay in getting things repaired. A brand new road bypass through Waiau, across the river there, a brand new bridge, because there was one that couldn't carry any of the traffic. A bit of tar seal and repairs on the roads as we move through. But the yards and yards and cubic metres of soil that have been removed from the inland area has been moved by many trucks. So we're now back onto the main road heading towards Waiau itself, and I think that that's all that needs to be said really, because the rest of the road is pretty much back to normal.